TinkerCAD tips. Welcome back. This is part 3 where we've been working on this Dodge Demon key fob. And in this part of it, we're going to go ahead and put a piece down here to put like a leather strap through. So let's begin working on that. The easy way to do that, and I know that there's something called a meta capsule out here that you can use for this, but I'm going to kind of make it the quick way. I'm going to bring out a hole, a circle here. Let's resize this down to, let's say, 4 millimeters. Zoom in, let's duplicate that. And let's bring this out a little bit. There we go. Let's bring out a whole square. Let's reduce this as well. Let's make that 4 millimeters. Height should also be 4. Let's get all these lined up here. Okay, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to move this one over to about the center line of that one, and then drag this other side to the center line of the other cylinder. Going to go ahead and select all of those, group those together. There's sort of our whole shape. Okay, let's go ahead and let's duplicate that. Let's make it a solid. We'll make it white. And I'm going to hold Alt and Shift. We're going to expand on this just a little bit. Let's bring this down. Okay, while that white part is selected, drop that to the work plane there. Well, we're going to select that white part. We're going to expand it out this way just a bit. Let's move the whole shape over a little bit. There we go. Right, select the two of those. Let's make sure that they're centered down the middle. They are. Let's group the two of those together. That'll put the hole through that white part. All right, we're going to select that part. We're going to select the white part over here. Align to the larger white part. That right there. Now we're going to take and we're going to shift nudge this over. Let's say to right about there. Let's bring this in a little bit more here. There we go. Okay. Now this white part on the inside here, I believe, was 1 millimeter. It is. Let's make this part also 1 millimeter. Going to shift select the both of those. Let's group those together. Oh, before we do that, let's make sure they're on the work plane. Let's select this white part, D to go to the work plane. This one, D. There we go. Select that. Select this white part. Okay, we have those grouped together. Looking pretty good so far. Okay, now in order to do all these as separate STLs, an STL for each color, we need to consider doing cutouts for the other portions. So for instance, we have this black outline here. That's going to go around the white part, but I want to make a cutout in between here. So while this outline is selected, I'm going to duplicate that. D, drop it to the work plane. I'm going to change it into a hole. I'm going to make sure it's a little taller than the white part. I'm going to select the white part, shift select that hole, group those together. All right, now you see how our white part has been cut out. I'm going to go ahead and drop that black part back to the work plane. All right, now we can begin sizing these to fit in, making the cutouts into the white part. So let's take all of our parts here. like this face. Let's bring that up. The red part, let's bring that up. The black part, let's bring that up. Oops. Grab the wrong handle. Let's bring that up. There we go. Okay, so each of these pieces is 2 millimeters in depth. And I'm going to do one on each side of this white part. So we want our white part here to be, let's say 5 millimeters. So it'd be 2 millimeters on each side and a millimeter in between. So I'm going to make this 5 millimeters. This black outline, we're going to make that 5 millimeters as well. Same height. Now I'm going to take each one of these and drop them down and make a cutout. So I'm going to first put our work plane on the surface of the white part. I'm going to select on this demon face here. I'm going to make it a duplicate. I'm going to make it a hole. D to drop to the work plane. Now with my snap grid, I'm going to set that to 1 millimeter. Holding the control key, I'm going to move that down 2 millimeters. 1, 2. Okay, I'm going to come back, do the same thing for the red part. Duplicate it, drop it, turn it into a hole shape. Control down 2 millimeters, 1, 2. Do the same part for this black outline. Duplicate, drop, make it a hole, 1, 2. Okay, now what I want to do is to group all of that, not including the black outline. So I'm going to shift deselect the black outline. So now I just have the white part and all of those hole parts. We're going to group those together. All right, there's what it looks like with the insets cut into it. Now we can actually move these down, but we're going to make duplicates of these because we also need to repeat this whole process for the back side. So I'm going to click on the face part of it, duplicate, drop. I'm not going to change it to a hole, but I'm going to cursor down 2 millimeters, 1, 2. Take the red part, duplicate, drop, 1, 2. The black outline, duplicate, drop, 1, 2. Let's put our work plane back. All right, we're going to come down here. We're going to grab all of this, and holding down the shift key, we're going to rotate this 180 degrees, and we're going to repeat all of that for the back side of this. So again, work plane back here, duplicate, drop, turn it into a hole, down 2 millimeters, click on that, duplicate, drop, make it a hole, down 2 millimeters, the outline, duplicate, drop, make it a hole, down 2 millimeters. We're going to select all of that, deselect that black outline. We don't want to involve that in this grouping. And once everything is grouped, it'll look like that. Have the cutouts. We're about out of time for this tutorial, so as always, like, follow, and share. Check back in tomorrow for part 4. We'll go ahead and wrap this up, and then I'll show you how to group each of the colors separately and export this as an OBJ so it can be printed multicolor. If you have any questions or comments, you know where to drop those. See ya.